Good evening to all. We are here in Dr. Bellone's office. I flew for 4 hours, but I think the time has come to take care of my eyes and do this intervention, which I hope will solve all the problems I have had these last few months living in Fuerteventura, especially with regards to dry eye problems, which is another reason that brought me to Dr. Bellone. We are here to perform a revolutionary treatment for chronic dry eye, and we have a patient who came to visit us from abroad. Since he resides in an area of Europe that is in front of Africa, in the middle of the ocean, very windy, and therefore very dry. It is a perfect patient prototype to see if indeed this revolutionary treatment will have the desired effects on him. This is a new treatment that acts on the causal part and is no longer symptomatic of the dry eye. The latter is a disorder that is normally treated with tear substitutes. This business is worth a few $billion, so it invests on a good portion of the population. What are the symptoms of the typical patient suffering from dry eye syndrome? The last few months have definitely worsened due to the strong light despite the glasses. In addition to leading to the dryness of the eye, it has also caused conjunctivitis several times a month, itching, and an unpleasant sensation.
Più volte al mese anche, e comunque sempre un prurito, sempre una sensazione veramente sgradevole.
Therefore, the main symptom is the conjunctivitis, because the patient goes to the doctor precisely because he thinks he has a simple conjunctivitis. He feels as if he had sand in the eye, but in reality, he has a dry eye because the volume of tears are very low. This is due to environmental factors, intrinsic hormonal factors, age factors, or any other factor that causes this disorder, which affects millions of people around the world. A drop of a human tear is composed of an aqueous component, a mucus component, and a fat component. The aqueous component is located in the middle of the tear film that is leaning against the cornea. There is the mucus component that, with the tails of the molecules, goes to attach to the corneal epithelium. Then there is the whole layer of the aqueous component. And finally, on the surface, there is the fat component, which ensures that the tear does not evaporate. Take 2 glasses of water. In one glass, you put a layer of oil on it, and on the other, leave it as it is. When you come back after 3 days, the glass of water that did not have the oil in it has evaporated, while the one with the oil has not evaporated. Thus, for a tear to have a good function, it must have a layer of fat on it to protect it. This is the concept behind this revolutionary treatment that acts on the meibomian glands, which is scattered in the eyelid. There are about 50, half in the lower part and half in the upper part. Their function is to produce this fat component. It has been said that if there is not a good fat component of the tear, it tends to evaporate too quickly, and the patient will have the symptoms mentioned above. This is resolved by a therapy that is able to restore the fat component with the pulsed light treatment that acts on squeezing, which is a shock for the meibomian glands, reactivating them and restoring a physiological condition. The treatment takes place over a few seconds with 5 flashes per eye that are placed in the lower part of the eyelids. We will position the patient lying down. A gel will be applied on the lower part, which will give a sense of freshness so as to be able to insulate the skin from the heat. Though this ray of light is harmless, it is very powerful, so it generates heat, and the gel will serve as cushion. The last flash on the temple could be slightly more annoying because the nerve passes on that point. The flash lasts a few milliseconds. The eyes will be closed, and there will be special glasses. It is a treatment that has no contraindications or risks, lasts a few seconds, and the only caution is that you will not be able to sunbathe for at least 24 to 36 hours, or in the case of exposure, you will need a protective cream. This is the first treatment. In the brochure that we provide, there will be a treatment on day 0. Then, there is one after 15 days, another one after 45 days, and the one on the 75th day is optional. The treatments that will give a substantial benefit will be at least the first 2.